Hi, this is Miss Katey with a check-in activity for you called Feeling Faces. And this is a good check-in because it teaches emotional literacy. It builds a feeling vocabulary for children, as well as helping them learn to identify how feelings look and putting the name to it, and developing social awareness of just themselves and how they show a feeling and how others show a feeling, and that sometimes there's differences in that. So the way that you play or do this check-in is to tell the students, okay, show me with your face, and if you want, body, how you're feeling today. And you can have them do this seated, or if you feel comfortable, have them stand, but tell them first that they are going to put themselves on mute. No sounds, just showing with your face and your body how you feel. And tell them you're going to count to 3, and then maybe you're going to have them hold that feeling face like it was a picture for 5 seconds. So you say 1, 2, 3, show me your feeling face. And so they might go, and then what I love to do with this one is say, okay, now let's try and guess what our classmates are feeling. And so you would highlight a student on the screen and have other students try and guess what they're feeling. And it's really fun to do this and turn it into also discussion about how we have lots of different words for maybe the same feeling. And to the other thing to discuss with them is how sometimes people have the same feeling, but they show it differently. So if 2 people end up being happy, we can talk about how they showed it a little bit different. And if people aren't guessing a feeling too, that's also a wonderful way to talk about how sometimes we think we know how someone's feeling, and it's actually they're feeling something different inside. And it's a good self and other awareness, because the person who's showing the feeling can realize, oh, like I'm like, and people thought I was angry and frustrated, but I actually was just feeling like thinking, or maybe I was feeling tired. So that's also a great awareness to help build in our students. Another way that I like to do this same activity, because you can do it on more than one day, is to talk to them about how our feelings come in about 5 feeling families. There's 5 main groups, and I tell them what those groups are. It's happy, mad, sad, scared, and kind of like just okay. Or confused is also in that one. And so then I tell them too that in those feeling families, we can have a high level of a feeling, or kind of a lower level, or a medium level, and we have different words for that. So we talk about how happy is kind of like here in the middle, but joyful is like really a lot of happiness, a lot of energy around that. And that like peaceful and content are happy feelings, but it's kind of a lower energy. And so that's a fun way too to talk about how we have levels of a feeling, or amount of a feeling, or kind of energy around it. And what you can do then is call out like happy, and if they're feeling in the happy category, they get to stand up and show that feeling. And then you can even have people say or what their feeling was, because some of them in the happy family might be just content, and some of them might be like exuberant. So that's another fun way to talk about that. And you can also talk about how we have up feelings, in the middle feelings, or down feelings. And I say that the up feelings are feelings that we maybe feel give us comfortable feelings. They're feelings that we like to have. The in the middle are kind of just okay, neither like up or down. And then the down feelings are kind of uncomfortable, and they're usually the feelings that are harder to have. So we can talk about too, when we're talking about those feelings, have the class show you, is that an up feeling in the middle, or a down feeling. But I like to talk to kids and students that feelings are just information. They're not like good or bad. So I use the words like that we feel uncomfortable or comfortable, or that we like to have them, or maybe we don't like to have them. But feelings are just they're just information, and I say that it's important for us to pay attention to our feelings because they can give us information about ourselves and maybe what we want or need. If you're feeling mad, maybe you're not liking what is happening, and then you can think about what you need to feel better. So that's a great discussion around feelings too. And we can also turn this, the final way that I like to use this too, is talking about, are there feelings that maybe get in the way of us learning, or so kids can pretty easily identify like worried or scared might get in the way, or if they're mad, because then it's harder to do something. And so we can talk about when we're having those feelings, what are ways we can handle them so we're able to learn. And I always like to use taking deep breaths, but it's also like maybe getting a drink of water, getting up and getting a drink of water. So that's a great way too to talk to them about skills and ways that we can handle feelings. Especially if you do this as a check-in, if people are having angry feelings because maybe their sister ate all the Cheerios and they had to have toast and they didn't want toast. And how do we kind of change that feeling into a feeling that's going to allow us to learn? How can we let go of that, or what can we do to get in a better place? So that's just a fun check-in to have with students, and I'm sure you can think of other ways just to build on it in a discussion. And like I said, you can just play it quickly, but I would also use it more than once and use the various variations of it, especially too in terms of talking about coping skills that we can have with our feelings. All right, stay tuned for more check-in activities.